Let's go! We start with the Audi, typical Bauhaus design, rectangular, really large single frame grille here with the sport look, with the blacked out design. This is also the S-Line exterior package with the sport here, accentuations in the lower part here. LED, yes, but these are not the matrix LED headlamps, so it is missing one option. Therefore, the daytime running light doesn't look that cool actually, but you can of course get it. Tango red is this color. And here at the BMW we have the bluestone metallic color. Bluestone? Isn't it just gray or something? Well, whatever. And here we have the laser lamps. This is also an option, and they have these blue accentuations, and the daytime running light has this, swinging style. This 5 Series here recently updated or recently facelifted. There the headlamps have more integrated features, so it looks a little bit sleeker on the front, but not less sporty of course, even wider actually with that huge double kidney here than also in the black styling for today. As for the side profile, same length, almost 5 meters, just a couple of centimeters difference, but nothing majorly. Here in this case with 18-inch winter tires, so that's how it looks like when the tires are also some more balloonish or in winter time. Of course, would look even more impressive than in summertime. And we also have the shadow line. That means we have the black frames around the windows. We also have this black package with the Audi today here, so very well comparable. S-Line exterior, 19-inch winter tires, so a little bit bigger than. And as for the rear, I think they look kind of similar from the rear, don't they? Of course, here the 5 Series, a little bit different from the headlamps, a little bit higher. These ones have been facelifted. They now have a more three-dimensional design, I think really cool, and real exhaust tips here for the 540i. The A6, once again with the dark styling here, this is an option that you get everything in black, also with the black Audi rings. You do not have to go for that one. It's a special black package actually. And in the lower part, Autogefuhl fake exhaust police, alert here. Pure fake exhaust, the real exhaust underneath. So the exhaust battle is won by BMW here in this case, but the overall design thing, in this case I really have to say I love both from the exterior styling. What about you? Turning indicator comparison looks great with the BMW right there. But I mean the car for that price should not even offer this base headlamp with this standard turning indicator, I think. And the same accounts also in the rear, but if you would have the, higher spec Audi, then you would have the cascading turning indicators. And they look actually better than the BMWs, but this is also a very nice solution here. Very slim, right? Key fob comparison, both nice and works well in the pocket. I think here with that ring is a little bit less practical with the BMW. That makes the key bulky, so I would remove that ring here. The Audi looks a little bit more premium at first, but maybe it might collect more scratches and fingerprints. This one here with the matte design with the BMW, but I like both actually. And we start with the interior with the Audi with the door closing sound. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Oh, hear that. Wow. One of the best door closing sounds. That's awesome. And also the build quality on the inside here looks really nice. Clicking sound here for the window levers as well. That's a lovely thing to have. And then this interior, S-Line interior as well, perforation then on the steering wheel, for example. That looks really fancy. And then they basically repeat this design from the front grille on the steering wheel. I love this design detail. Then sporty S seats here. You feel like in a typical sedan. At the same time, it's not too low and not uncomfortable at all. Super comfortable ergonomics. And here steering wheel with a very smooth process. This is a manual version here, but you can easily live with that. And what I love is direct input here. Volume at the steering wheel. Muting it to click it, for example. Left side you control the digital instruments and everything resonates very well. Clicking sounds. It still has then some kind of analog interface, although we have screens here. But important functions on the steering wheel can still be clicked and not this hashtag capacitive BS we see so often now today's in the car industry. Headroom with 189 or 6'2", no problem, a lot of headroom. Interior overview, super clean here with the Audi. Here the steering wheel, once again with these great buttons. Wow, what a clean design, I love that. Then you have the two screens here, both touch screens. Here the car internal GPS is usable and the menu structure it's all via touch, no turning knob, but the menu structure is actually overall quite simple. And the CarPlay or Android Auto integration, wired or wireless, here you can choose, actually, that's a good thing. And Bang & Olufsen sound system is, especially when you turn up that 3D surround sound, wow, it's amazing. So, wow, that is lovely. And I think the Harman Kardon system in the BMW is also very good, but I think this one even tops it a little. Lower part then with the second screen, temperature control is with, like sliding or pressing here. I do prefer real dials, but for a touchscreen solution, it's probably the best touchscreen solution I've seen. It's big enough and so on. And also has some interesting things. For example, if you have 2-zone AC and want to have it synchronized again, you do this swiping gesture and it's synchronized again. That's also interesting. Seat heating is here in the lower part. And when you use the car internal GPS, the lower screen changes. And then you can type when you're standing still or when you're driving. You have then this writing function. Digital instruments in the Audi. They look really fancy. You can change the view, have this one bigger, for example. You can also have the GPS map in the middle part, but only the car internal GPS though. And also the Audi offers a head-up display. They're also quite equal each. Nice big shifting lever still here. And then this can be put open, very well attached to my USB-C charger, inductive charging pad, but especially the iPhone does quickly overheat here. Now the rear seating area. Let's take a look here first. So, it looks actually quite cool. The middle console is large, so it won't leave too much space then in this case. What about legroom and so on? And here inside of the doors, this nice soft touch material right here. Very well done here as for the whole finish. Also for the window levers here in the back. So yeah, that looks really good for the finish. When I'm driving, as a tall driver in the front, leave some legroom, no problem, for at least 4 tall adults here. Headroom also, both don't have panoramic roof option here today. Some headroom is left and it's definitely fairly comfortable due to that huge middle console. Of course, the middle seat is kind of tricky. Yeah, somehow works, not the most comfortable position, but it still works. And I really like this separate climate unit they have then here in the rear. Also with clicking sounds, then it is a screen, yes, but still clicking sounds, and 2 USB-C chargers then here meanwhile. In the middle part, we can fold this one down, some space plus cup holders, and they are also adaptive here in the rear. Now rear seating here of the BMW. Let's take a look first. Also nice entry, but yeah, when you already see that looks a little bit closer here. It looks quite equal from that middle part here, because both have also this all-wheel drive thing. And also here, nice material choices here. Everything also very well done. So build quality seems both great. Here legroom wise, yeah, it works, but closer. And the Audi also has this recess here, left and right. So legroom wise, clearly a win for the Audi. You see here that the bench is, I think, bent a little bit more like this from the angle. So you'll get along with both definitely really nice comfort. It's a little bit firmer here in the middle part, so also not ideal. Here, equal system, a little bit more space. Where's that? You can't fold up this. That's astonishing. Here cup holders, they are also some adaptive, but not as adaptive. Oh, somehow I activated the rear the rear climate unit here, which I found cooler with the BMW because you can still have the real turning dials here. That's cool. And yeah, now I must have hit this one then activated it actually. Also seat heating for the rear is available, but that's an option. Now the interior of the BMW in the front. Oh yeah, I always close the BMW here. When I put my finger here, that's how to close it, and then here, that's how to open it with the keyless entry. And then, oh, the door closing sound is way worse. That's a clear difference. So door closing sound battle is, yeah, that's the thing here, won by the Audi. Then inside the doors, the build quality here is also very nicely done. Maybe looks a little bit more premium with the Audi, or what do you guys think? The interior has some kind of sport here touched as first sight at least. Also there's the M Sport steering wheel, for example. We also still have real buttons at the steering wheel, that's nice. The clicking sound is a little bit better in the Audi though. This is an easy thing here to reach the steering wheel heating, that's also an option. Then here, this is the animal skin seat. But for the 5 Series, since the facelift, you can get new perforated SensorTech seats. Seating comfort here at first sight is still quite nice. When I start the engine here, the steering wheel comes down then. There's a comfort entry function. Yeah, that's 6-cylinder though, right? Yeah, the sound I think is definitely better with the BMW. What's your take on that? So steering wheel here with the electric function, up and down, in and out. Interior overview. I would say a little bit less clean here with the BMW, but more driver oriented actually. So everything is lent a little bit towards the driver. That's speaking more for this BMW philosophy. On the steering wheel, still well to control. And also here, for example, for the volume selection, shifting pedals. Yeah, that more speaks to, hey, let's attack, let's attack the road actually. Still a lot of manual buttons, for example here for the volume control, and also that's what I really love here, still the manual climate unit. This is a screen then here, but to control the temperature here is the real control, so that's easy and straightforward, so I really like that indeed. Let's zoom out this to the screen up there. Here in the lower part, for example, you can slide this one open, then you have cup holders behind it, and the inductive charging pad is in the front. Here for the iPhone it still works, but if you would have the Plus or the Max, then it would not fit the inductive charging pad there in the front. You still also have a real BMW shifting lever here. That's giving you a good sporty feeling. Drive mode selection is here. In contrast to the Audi, here you can still control the infotainment system from below. So that's good to do that, for example, while driving, that you don't have to use the screen here. By the way, if the screen is flickering now, we tried everything from the shutter speed, it doesn't work, that that's not flickering, but on real life it does not flicker. And here, quite smooth, infotainment system is fast enough. This is the OS 7, the older version, not like in the all new versions. And this is the integration. CarPlay and Android Auto are wireless only, actually. And the same song, but with the Harman Kardon sound system. It's a good song, good song anyway, but good sound, I mean. But actually, the Bang & Olufsen system in the Audi has a better 3-dimensional sound indeed. Here there's a split armrest, so easier to open in a way, but you don't have too much space down there. Another USB-C charger. Digital instruments, when you turn on the engine like this, they come alive, and in this case, in this view here, you don't have the RPMs in that view. You can have the car internal GPS in the middle part, but when you go to the sports mode, for example, gauge change, and then you also here have the RPM on the right side. Yeah, boom, boom. And you have a head-up display. You can also adjust the height or something. It's always sharper in real life than it appears on camera, by the way, especially in here, with these raindrops that start to come here from time to time today. Oh, and by the way, once again here, integration of the ambient lighting. The Audi also offers one, but it's not equipped with the vehicle today. Another option, but here you can very well see this nice blue line in the ambient light here in the BMW. What about the trunk space? Let's start with the Audi. Here, cabin trolley. Let's see how much space we have here in the vertical way. No problem. So let's take a look right here. We also have a different cabin trolley in here. Put it up. Oh, that looks like more space here. Engines, I picked totally comparable ones, both 3-liter 6-cylinder with around 340 horsepower, depends on the market and the unit, and both with the acceleration figure around 5 seconds. But which one sounds better? We'll start at about 40 kilometers an hour, sports mode. I'll also go to the sports shifting mode. Let's go. $150. And 200 kilometers an hour, and I drop it right here, a little bit off because the road is getting wet. And so far it's not that wet yet, but of course we have to be careful. That all-wheel drive acceleration was of course quite safe and there was no other car around. So still, I recommend not driving that fast when it's rainy. And I also dropped the speed here now a little bit. Lane change here, really safe. The suspension here is not that stiff, but also not soft. So it's a good compromise. We have the adaptive suspension, and in that sports mode, then we have a little bit more feedback from the suspension. That's actually good. Steering is quite direct and really light, even in the sports mode. So there's not much feedback from the steering wheel. And here now in the tunnel, you hear it as well. It's staying relatively calm. Really looking forward how it will be in the Audi, if it will be more silent or not. Here you can also see the ambient lighting very well. Look at that here and that. So that looks really, really fancy indeed. Let's see how the acceleration goes here. Let's go. 100. 150. Plop, and that's 200 kilometers an hour. Now the road is dry, of course, but I could go with the acceleration with the BMW as well. The acceleration figure to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour are exactly identical. Also same horsepower amount. Here also suspension in that adaptive mode goes stiffer at higher speeds. And we have 19-inch wheels instead of 18-inch wheels, also with winter tires. Which one would you take home? Would you struggle? Would you like to take both? Or do you actually have a clear winner? And why don't I take both? Yeah, I just take both. So, sorry Audi, sorry BMW, I'll just keep both keys.